Good morning. Happy New Year. It's January the 2nd, 2016. Can you imagine? Where does the time go? The days are like hours, and the weeks are like days, and the months are like weeks, and the years are like months. 2 or 3 months, 4 or 5 months. This year had more months in it. Look at that. It's almost a blue sky out there. And there's the moon. You see our snow? It must have been sunny because there's no ice on those trees anymore. It's very nice out. I decided that I have problems with several situations in my life. And I thought, you can't change anybody else. You can't change anybody at all. And the thing is that when you know somebody and something is you've got wisdom from years, and I think it's what you think. Like, I don't have a problem. Problems are with other people's problems in their own lives. But I don't have a problem. It's just if I'm thinking about it, that becomes the problem. And my mood changes according to what I think about it, But I could separate myself from all these things. I don't have to be involved in worrying about somebody and their choices. I think we all go through this. We all worry about family members and friends and relatives. We all worry about what people are doing with their lives, right? And if only they do this, and maybe I can influence them to do that, not to do this. Like AA and Al-Anon. In Al-Anon, which is people that live with somebody with a problem, or people that are children of people with a problem, or whatever. Anyway, and the whole thing is that I have no power over whatever the thing is. Alcoholics Anonymous is, like, I have no power over alcohol. I have no power over drugs. I have no power over food. I have no power over overspending. And other people, you want to change them. You want to say, oh no, if only you do this, it'll be so much better. And then you get all tangled up and tied up in a knot trying to fix them. But that doesn't work, because they don't change. They do what they do. I love this quote I heard. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Let me say that again. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. So you can try and take somebody's problems and somebody's life and their choices and fix it. You could try and make them do it the way that you think is best, or what you know is best. That, if only you stop doing this, this is blah, blah, blah. But it has to come from inside that person, and all the worrying and the manipulating and trying doesn't do anything. It doesn't change that person. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. That means if you try and get somebody to agree with you and do it your way, they may agree with you, but as soon as you're not looking, they're back to their own idea. Because if you convince them against their will, they're of the same opinion still. Very interesting quote. I never knew this quote for all these 60 years. Now I know it, and it helps me. But all that aside, how are you today? Are you happy? Are you planning to have a good day? It's all about our plans. You can choose to have a good day, and you can choose to be happy. And there are some nice little tricks that'll help you be happy. One is gratitude. You kneel down and say your prayers and you thank the Lord for every single thing. And that'll take you a whole day. But you pray, and if you don't feel thankful for anything, if your whole life is like, oh, man, this is crap, and you just look at things, you say, thank you for the ceiling. Thank you for, so that, and then think of why the ceiling is good. It keeps out the rain, keeps off the snow, it keeps the heat in. Thank you for the walls, that hold up the ceiling, that keep the heat in. That, thank you for this window, so that I don't look at a blank, dark wall. The view might not be spectacular like I have, but it lets light in, and you don't have to be in the dark. And then look what you're wearing, and thank you for this item that keeps me warm, that protects me, that, whatever, all these things. And just look at everything around you. If you're in your bedroom, thank you for my bed, that I don't have to lay on the hard, cold floor. Thank you for my covers, that I can be very nice and warm. And I tell you, you do that, and you will be happy. It's amazing, this feeling of happiness that comes over you. If you're struggling, if you're wishing you could be happy, if you're trying all sorts of other things to make yourself happy, whether it's alcohol or drugs or food or anything, or spending. But the way to be happy that's one quick way, but you choose happiness. And your thoughts determine your happiness. If you see things in a positive way, optimistic. Now, a person who is depressed, person who is an optimistic person sees things not as they are, but as they could be, or as they can be imagined to be. And a person who is depressed sees things exactly as they are. So think about that. Seeing things exactly as they are can make you very depressed. You have to add that optimism to it. Oh, it's a beautiful day. I could be going for a wonderful walk in the woods. I could be running and jumping. Of course, my body won't let me run and jump anymore. Well, maybe I could run a little bit, but then I fall and break bones, It's optimistic. You have a plan. I have an idea. Oh, you know that when you get an idea, it gives you energy? If you're not energetic, it's because you don't have an idea. Now, where are you going to get ideas from? Well, you could pray, if you're a praying person. You could pray and ask what the Lord wants you to do. And then listen. You'll get an idea. Or you could look at a magazine and get an idea. You could talk to somebody else about their ideas. And if you get an idea, like my idea lately is making quilts. I have this new baby coming, and I have Desmond, who is 22 months. And Desmond loves blankets. He loves quilts. Sorry, I get carried away when I think about these little people. Anyway, so my idea was that. Now, sometimes my idea can just be, I'll go over there and say hi and see my little grandson. And I tell you, when I'm around him, all the depression, all the worry, everything goes away. Because I just pay total attention to this little child that is so cute and that is growing to love me. He was here yesterday, and he wanted to play on the piano. He wanted to play row, row, row your boat. He says, row, 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 row your boat. And then he says, Grandma. Like Opa was going to go over there. Willem was going to go over and play with him. He said, no, Grandma. And his mommy says that he's been doing this lately. He wants, wants Daddy to do this thing with him. No, not Mommy. No, I want Daddy. And then some things, no, 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 I want mommy to do this with me. Anyway, he's very cute. And so he makes me happy. And so sometimes my idea is just to go see him, depending on how rotten things are. Sometimes it's hard to be happy because your mind fills with all the rotten things, all the problems. There's illness and there's pressures. There's things you have to attend to, finances and illness, and all these things really can take a big toll on you. Death in the family. But if you realize that it's only your thoughts that are making you miserable, because things haven't changed. You're still in this room with the ceiling and the wall and the nice windows. And if you think about things, how terrible it is, it's terrible. But if you think about good things, what good can come from this? What good? A person is terribly sick in the hospital. The good that can come from it. Lots of people will come and visit. Renew their acquaintance. Let tell of their love for this person. And prayer. Lots of people will be drawn together in prayer. Anyway, there's good that can come from everything. And if you think of that, what kind of characteristic can I develop? What godly trait can I develop if I get through this trial well? You see? You think about it that way. And then it turns it all around. So, choose to have a good day. Choose to be happy. It makes a lot of difference. It's our choices. So today, let's see what I should do today. You have to get out in the car and do something. And then I could play my violin. And I could work on some quilts. I have to go to Mira and finish that blanket I'm working on. I think I have to go to Georgia because my mother died and there's all this stuff now that has to be done now that the holidays are over. I just couldn't deal with it right in the middle of Christmas. And she's been cremated, so it can wait. So we're going to go down there and have a funeral service for her, or a memorial, or whatever it is. Anyway, there you have it. That's the way it is here. So have a really nice day today, and I will see you later. Bye. Wait a minute, I didn't push the button right.